Hello there.
This is where the fun begins.
What's up guys, Unofficial Star Wars here. Hope you're all doing well, and in this video we have some new reveals and even some new confirmations about the Bad Batch, about ASAJJ Ventress and her overall story, how that's going to continue beyond Season 3, the third and final season of the Bad Batch, and how that's going to continue on in other Star Wars medium, whether it's new and more books, or even in more Star Wars animation as well. Of course, we're going to go ahead, hop right on into it, break it all down for you guys, everything that we know, everything that we're anticipating right now. Before we do though, however, grab that subscribe button if you haven't already, as we're discussing and covering all types of Star Wars related news, leaks, rumors, theories, and breakdowns here on the channel. So if you guys are into any of that, go ahead and grab that subscribe button today. Okay, so in this video we are going to be taking a quick read from ScreenRant.com. I'll have their article linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there as well as an overall garnering source. Recently, Star Wars The Bad Batch Season 3 writers Jennifer Corbett has confirmed that ASAJJ Ventress' story will continue beyond Season 3 of The Bad Batch in other content. It seems that for years at this point, it seemed as though that the story of the Sith assassin ASAJJ Ventress had simply came to its conclusion and had ended with Christie Golden's novel Dark Disciple, in which the character had apparently died and met her end during the events of Revenge of the Sith. And now that she's back, though, and once again voiced by Nika Futterman, who is the original voice actress from the Clone Wars animated show, there seems to be even more. And, well, the question remains, what's more? Ventress's mystery return is just the simple tip of the iceberg and beginning of her story, and for her return in a galaxy far, far away. Of course, I already have our full review / breakdown video here on the channel about the latest episode of The Bad Batch, episode 9. That's where we see ASAJJ Ventress return in the animated show, and I have mixed thoughts and opinions on that, of course. You guys can check that video out for all of those details and everything. Of course, it's very exciting. Her character was great throughout, and I loved it, but there's a lot of mystery going on, and it's very ominous. Like, we don't exactly have all of those gaps filled in necessarily, even though both Jennifer Corbett, the head writer of The Bad Batch, and also the producer, Brad Rowe, both of them had confirmed that they want to continue on ASAJJ Ventress' story, like they're going to stay true to the Dark Disciple novel. The Dark Disciple novel is still a part of Star Wars canon, and that they're going to actually honor that idea of what went on in that novel. In a recent interview with StarWars.com themselves, Star Wars The Bad Batch head writer Jennifer Corbett had revealed a full explanation for Ventress' resurrection that will be given actually elsewhere outside of The Bad Batch. Whether or not it's up to her though, however, like Jennifer Corbett, or if they're going to leave that to other writers and for whoever else would be working on the next animated show, whether that would be Tales of the Jedi Season 3, or much rather Season 2, or even beyond that, like other seasons of Tales of the Jedi, much rather really, or an entirely different animated show that just we don't know about, hasn't been confirmed or announced, is yet to be kind of, well, I guess confirmed or even really hinted at or revealed or anything of that nature. How she survived will be revealed in future content, she had noted, Jennifer Corbett, but for this story, The Bad Batch, we're quite thrilled to include her and explore her unique connection to and compassion for Omega. Ending that quote right there. I of course also discuss more about this, deep dive on into it in our review video / breakdown video about the latest episode of The Bad Batch, episode 9, season 3, of where it does seem that ASAJJ Ventress definitely takes on some type of compassion or much more of a deeper connection to the strange little clone Omega, as she calls her, and kind of like her M count, what kind of capabilities she would have with force sensitivity, actually using the force and being able to train with it, not necessarily as a Jedi, really just as a force user. Think of it as very similar to with what Baylan Skoll and Shin Hati were doing throughout the Ahsoka Disney Plus show. Like, they aren't necessarily Jedi or Sith, they're kind of just out and about doing their own thing, really mercenaries or bounty hunters, much rather, if you really want to put a label on them. I think in a strange, weird way, I think technically that would be considered like a gray Jedi. I could be wrong about that though, let me know down in the comments down below. I think that applies not only to Baylan Skoll and Shin Hati, but also ASAJJ Ventress in this case as well. Let me know down in the comments down below though. Looping back around to Jennifer Corbett though, however, of how she said that her whole story of ASAJJ Ventress is going to be revealed in other future content, much rather, it does make you scratch your head and wonder, like, well, does Jennifer Corbett have something actually in mind and actually written, and that is like something that she's going to be working on, is a question that we do have though, however. Even more, the voice actress behind ASAJJ Ventress, Futterman, had added in her own tease as well, is that they had found a way to continue on her story of ASAJJ Ventress. She had confirmed, before celebrating the fact that fans seem to resonate with Count Dooku's former assassin. And so, a more of a question as of to where will Ventress's Star Wars story continue on in a galaxy far, far away? And really the simple, shortcut, sweet answer to that is that the possibilities really are endless. As they had already kind of touched on there, something with Tales of the Jedi Season 2 or even other future seasons of that show, I think are all really big possibilities for them to continue on the journey and the storytelling with ASAJJ Ventress, like giving her more of a backstory for one thing. A backstory of like how she came to be a Sith assassin, I think, is something that a couple of episodes could really focus on, but more of a backstory of how she's able to return after the events of the Dark Disciple novel and how we have her in the Bad Batch here as well now, I think is a huge possibility. Something else has been kind of rumored around and circulating around amongst speculation is that Lucasfilm plans to develop some type of an anthology series very similar to Tales of the Jedi. It would essentially be Tales of the Sith, and they was also looking at doing something very similar to with what would be called Tales of the Bounty Hunters. So somewhere in that category is very well somewhere we could see having ASAJJ Ventress continue on her story. When it comes to Star Wars, the possibilities are literally quite endless though, however, as I had mentioned, there are many Star Wars movies and TV shows, novels, even video games, all in the works, and some of them afford a real opportunity for ASAJJ Ventress to appear and make her return. What's even more so though, however, is that Jennifer Corbett's word choice in particular is very interesting if you take a closer understanding and look at that, because she refers to it as just simple content, avoiding giving it a real hint at that, like not necessarily calling it a movie or a show or anything like that. So it could also continue on in other novels or other comic books, video games even as well. She isn't very clear about whether Ventress's story will continue in an animated form either though, however, like she could totally pop up somewhere in live action, or whether Ventress will become one of the many characters to transition into live action is something that is a real possibility, at least like down the road, like somewhere maybe in the Ahsoka Disney Plus series as they are developing Ahsoka Season 2. Lucasfilm, though, however, has been awfully quiet about the future Star Wars animation side of things for A Galaxy Far, Far Away for TV shows, presumably waiting until Star Wars The Bad Batch is over with its third and final season to make some type of an official announcement. We do know, however, it's worth noting that Lucasfilm recently put out a hiring notice that they're bringing on new animators to work on new animation projects. It's notable that Star Wars The Bad Batch Season 3 also is going to be wrapping up at the beginning of May this month, or the next couple of months much rather, shortly before Star Wars Day 2024. May the 4th be with you. So there could be some type of an official announcement for the continuation and future of more Star Wars animated shows. There would be no better time to make an announcement, really. This here all being said, guys, let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. I would love to hear what you guys are all thinking. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Of course, this has been an official Star Wars. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one. May the Force be with you as always. Peace out.